Thanks for tuning in. I'm your guest host for Life Stories. I'm Dr. Rajesh Mehra. My background as a medical doctor includes my passion for helping others. My guest today is Mr. Lawrence Connell. I hope to enlighten the viewing audience about how one person's life can change and help others. Please welcome Mr. Lawrence Connell. What is your compassion for helping, and will you please share your books with us?
Thank you, Dr. Mehra, for this opportunity to discuss different aspects of compassion in the context of life stories. Personally, I see compassion as a fundamental guide to moral behavior, both for others and for oneself, a bedrock principle that spans the great religions. I started out my own career teaching reading and other life skills in a state prison, and teaching English and health as a Peace Corps volunteer in Africa. But today, I mostly want to talk about my grandfather, a medical doctor who was passionate about saving lives. For instance, in World War I, my grandfather tested the gas mask that he developed on himself, risking his own health and possibly life before allowing soldiers to use it. And it saved thousands of lives. After his return to civilian life, he returned to Omaha, Nebraska, where he ran a 38-bed hospital for several years while serving as professor of surgery at Creighton University. He married my grandmother in 1922, and in 1923 they had their first child, a daughter. However, in 1924, at the age of 46, he suffered a severe heart attack and was forced to greatly cut back on his work. He left the hospital and moved to his wife's, my grandmother's, home in the Catskill Mountains in New York State. There he was able to work at a more relaxed pace.
The books you speak about are very intriguing and eye-opening about the experiences of your family and their contributions to the medical society. Please share more about your family's books.
Yes, his focus was on saving lives and relieving pain. He developed a machine to deliver anesthetics that was more effective than any then available and set up a factory on the property in the Catskills. However, he had continued heart problems and sold the business to the Ohio Chemical Manufacturing Company in 1940. He passed away in 1941 at the age of 63. My father, who was also a lawyer, turned to writing in retirement and wrote 3 books, all connected to family. The first was his father's life story. I'd be happy to donate one or more books to any nonprofit group. So the books are Biography of an Inventor, Dr. Connell, published in 2008. This is also relevant in the context of life stories, since the second part of the book is called Adventures with Dad, and relates to life in the 1930s, both in the Catskills region of New York State and the amazing family trip they took through Europe in 1937-38, when Hitler was tightening his grip on Central Europe. The second book is Burr, Clinton, and the Falls of General Benjamin Hovey, 2013. This is another book that will interest students of American history, particularly the early 19th century in upstate New York. Benjamin Hovey was a Minuteman in Massachusetts during the Revolutionary War, and later a brigadier general in the New York State Militia at a time when these militias had a more prominent role in defending U.S. territory. He founded the town of Oxford, New York, and the county of Chenango in the early 1800s. So this book is also a family story, since Benjamin Hovey was my father's great-great-grandfather. And the third book is called Thunder in the Rumble Seat, published in 2017. It's a short novel about life in a continuing care retirement community, the kind where my father lived the last decade of his life. This book has romance, intrigue, and surprising plot twists. It also has a lot of information about the business model of these continuing care retirement communities, or CCRCs, which provide assisted living and nursing care along with independent living. So even though it's a novel, it's very informative about these communities.
I'm sure you're going to have many requests from those who want to know more about your family's history and their remarkable inventions. How can viewers get their hands on your books?
Yes, thanks. It would be easiest to reach me through the GTV network Fox 5+. The books are available online, but mostly used, and I can offer a better deal than Amazon. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing today, Mr. Connell. I look forward to hearing more. If you need information on how to reach us, we are available at GTV Network Fox 5+. Thanks for viewing with us on Life Stories. See you next time. I'm Dr. Rajesh Mehra, signing off from Life Stories. Please be safe and be happy.